Hey guys, welcome to Cinema Talk and Weeb Factory, where we talk about everything comics, movies, gaming. I'm so excited to be here today. And we got myself, the Mad Zak. We got my buddy LA here. And Charlotte. And let's kick right into it. LA, what are you excited to talk about today?
Let's kick off with Wolverine.
You excited to talk about Wolverine?
I am excited about Wolverine.
What's the news with it? Wolverine's been around for 15 years. What's the news with it? Come on, hook us. Let's go.
So recently, Hugh Jackman came out and said that he would love to see Tom Hardy, which I think is an awesome actor. Sucked as Bane, but awesome actor.
Dude, Tom Hardy can do anything.
He can, but he can't do Bane. I don't know why. So, do you think it was the mask?
Yeah, my butter is missing.
I was wondering what would break first.
When I think of things I hate, I instantly go to Jar Jar Binks. So, sorry.
But for Wolverine, he wants Tom Hardy to take over the role. And my thing to you, Hugh Jackman, is no. You're going to play Wolverine until your adamantium bones wither away and die. Okay? That's just the way it's going to be.
Fantasy casting, which is a fun thing to do. Like, you don't think of things you love and go, okay, I love this guy to play this character and this guy. It's just his fantasy casting. It's not a sure thing. It's just, he's like, oh, who could replace me? Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy is freaking amazing.
I have a diary of like fantasy casting. Like, I think we all have that. I think we all have just like our ideal, like, perfect picks for everybody.
Like, I wanted Teresa Palmer for Harley Quinn since I first saw Teresa Palmer.
Sailor Moon, really? Like, you thought of that as a live action movie?
When I was in middle school, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
pass.
I thought of Ashton Kutcher as Ash from Pokemon. Demi Moore as Misty. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a gross Misty. Ugh. Yeah. But yeah, I don't. As far as Tom Hardy goes, I think as far as the height thing would finally be right. Other than that,
he's like 5'3". That's the thing. Everyone's like, Hugh Jackman's too tall. Well, here's the thing: is that the character's bigger than the actor. Like, he portrays the character more. But how tall is Tom Hardy?
He's 5. Yeah, he's within the 5 range.
He'd get a handicap sticker for being that short here in the States. Why don't you have one?
True.
You need to, like, if emergency happens, your short legs need to get to a car in case of emergencies a lot sooner.
I hate walking.
Yeah.
Just be lazy.
Your feet do that little cartoon thing where like it spins really fast and you just see your legs just
flying.
flying.
You see me going downstairs. Like, I can kick anyone's butt going down some stairs.
I believe it.
That's because you push people.
We're so off the rails right now.
But no, Tom Hardy, Wolverine, it's kind of fun. We'll see what it works out. Well, to be honest, I think they're going to be done with Wolverine. I think they're just gonna.
No.
Hopefully Bryan Singer kills it with X-Men Apocalypse and brings forward some new characters that we're interested in, and it carries on. I think it's going to be way too on the nose, too campy if they recast Wolverine too soon.
And there's so many X-Men to choose from.
There's a buttload, but here's the thing: Wolverine is already too much of a mainstay. That's like getting rid of Iron Man.
He's the center of
Avengers
the Fox cinematic superhero universe.
He is. I mean, look at the posters they do. They put Hugh Jackman right up front. Wolverine is too much of a thing, and I think people would be forgiving of a new Wolverine, but there's nothing that they're going to do to take him out completely. They're not going to do that. That's like throwing away millions of dollars.
And then
it's like, this is a bag of money. We're just going to throw it into the fire.
But he's too old. He's been playing the role for 13 years. Like,
I mean,
the guy's done a service to us. Like,
yes.
Guess what? Most people are like, Andrew Garfield. I'm done. I think I'm done. I didn't like that role. Like, Hugh Jackman stuck with it, though. Yeah. Hugh Jackman is stuck with it through, like, the awful and the great and the amazing and the crappy. Like, he sticks with it because he knows how to cater his fans. There's 2 people that are amazing on social media as movie stars. Number 1 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
True.
That guy is a social media king.
Don't ever no.
Did you mention Taylor
never,
Swift on
never,
this show?
let's never make that happen.
Oh my gosh. This is
never-
like when on YouTube we see it like our analytics just drop. Or raise with like 13-year-old girls or pedophiles. But I'm excited. Like I hope Hugh Jackman and Wolverine continues. But Old Man Logan, let's jump into that
Yes,
segment.
let's.
Old Man Logan is supposedly the loosely based version of Wolverine 3. Well, raise your hand if you've read Old Man Logan.
I just recently bought it again with the new copy that just got released, and I'm excited to read it again. I want to dive back into that world. I think it's a
Well, explain to everyone real quickly okay, so everyone knows here that Fox owns Fantastic Four,
right.
the X-Men, and that's it. So what characters are in Old Man Logan that can't be in these movies? Hawkeye's one.
Hawkeye is one. Isn't Spider-Man in?
No,
Spider-Man's not in it.
his truck is. So real quickly, for you, Charlotte, and the 5 people that watch this show, 2 people excluded because those are my parents. The Old Man Logan he's old. Oh, who could have guessed? Lives in the desert. It's like post-apocalyptic. Can't ever say that word on this show. Make fun of me.
Post-apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalypto.
And
Wasteland.
yeah, everyone's dead. Everyone's gone, and he won't pop his claws. That's the thing. He won't pop his claws. He's a pacifist, which you're like.
Can you believe it?
Which that's the thing is
What a twist.
you keep reading it because you're like, why is he a pacifist? What happened to him that made him this way?
The angriest X-Men.
So Hawkeye shows up with like a ponytail and looks like Cheech and Chong with like Beatles glasses and says, hey, he shows up in the spider truck and says, hey, I need you to help me do this job. The Hulk gang, which can't be in this movie,
Yeah.
the Hulk gang is like offsprings of the Hulk. They're redneck. They wear wife beaters and trucker hats. They're kind of like racketeering everyone around there. Wolverine has his family that said, you need to pay us up, Logan. He goes, I'll pay you. And he doesn't fight him, doesn't kill him. And he literally gets his face beaten in by these Hulks, leaves with Hawkeye to make some money. Hawkeye's daughter is like this gangster. Kingpin is African-American, which he should have been from the start, with like an eye patch. And all the heroes are dead. And then finally you understand why Logan didn't pop his claws. It's the most telling story of all time. I'm going to say it because if you haven't read it, then you need to.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. So, Charlotte, listen to this right here.
He's gonna spoil it for me. I don't want to.
So what happens is all the villains gang up, and they target each hero at a time. So they all gang up, and they said, all of us at once, Sinister Six, Doctor Doom, everybody is going to attack one hero at a time and take them all out when they're not looking. So Wolverine was waiting for this. They all attack the X-Men house. So he kills them all. And then this mirage disappears. And it's just Mysterio standing there. And he goes, I can't believe I just made you do that. And he looks around and he killed every single X-Men. Killed all of his friends, his family, everything. And he manipulated him, created an illusion to make him believe that he was killing villains and killed everyone. And then from then on, like Jubilee, he's holding Jubilee like Jason Todd style, and he's a pacifist from there on, and that's where the story kicks off. And obviously, you know how stories go. It pushes him to release that anger. There's a reason why everyone's screaming, like, what's Old Man Logan? They want it to be it, but they can't do it. So we know they'll take beats from it. They'll kind of play it this way. But I'll be interested to see what they did. Did you see The Wolverine? Mm-hmm. What did you think of it?
It was okay. I didn't mind it.
The rated R version was really good, by the way. If you don't have the
Did not
3D
see
Blu-ray
that.
release, it's the black edition. The rated R version's the best. Tons of blood.
Yeah, I didn't. There's a lot of plot holes in the Wolverine that was hard to dismiss.
Okay, well, like one of the rumors for this movie is that Patrick Stewart's gonna be in it, and they're gonna have this like father-son relationship. Is that an Old Man Logan as well?
Nope.
No.
That's
So it's gonna like deviate.
that's playing off the fact of, one, their chemistry and their storyline thus far in the universe. Like X-Men Days of Future
Blast.
Plaster Man, Days of Future Past played on that very heavily. Like, think about the whole mode of transportation, them gaining their trust, like everything inside that movie almost plays on that relationship of those two. So, if the wheel ain't broken,
This is
Keep
this
it rolling, you
Is,
know
this
what
is
I
my
mean?
this is my theory, and this is only a theory. I feel like what they're going to do, especially since they have a younger cast, and if they're going to go this old man Logan route, and Hugh Jackman retires his role as Wolverine, I think this would be a good time to introduce X-23, which is
Do it, because female. I'm telling you
'cause
right now.
technically it's
female
his-
heroes are gonna be huge.
it's like his daughter, which really is, if
a
anybody
clone.
doesn't know, X-23 is another secret project that was done off the DNA of Wolverine. They were trying to clone him and ended up coming up. They kept cloning until they got like a perfect killing machine, which turned out to be X-23, which is a younger girl version. Which
Such a hot girl. Version.
she's actually right now in the comics. She's like the new Wolverine because
Because Wolverine
Wolverine is
died.
dead. Sorry, spoilers again.
But if you guys are watching this show, don't know any of it, keep watching because we'll just tell you everything.
I'm just
that's
gonna tell you
happening
all
in
about the comics that
Yep.
you always wanted to read, but
But
never did.
she's got a claw
2 claws.
that comes out of her toe,
Yeah.
just like right here, just like. Ba-ching!
And there's 2. She only has 2 claws. She doesn't have 3. But there's a really awesome couple sequences
I got a
where
third claw.
she like destroys, or like she goes toe for toe with Wolverine, and she's really good. She's like super assassin style. Like she's more ruthless than Wolverine has probably ever been. But I think they would dumb that down for the comic storyline, or I'm sorry, for the movie storyline. Yeah, but
So what do you
It's
think?
an interesting direction because, like you said,
because she would blend well
now
with the.
time for the girls to have their movies.
And-
Really
Except for
And
Jubilee.
what do you-
Jubilee can still die. I'm sorry. Jubilee is one of the most terrible
Dude, she
X-Men.
looks so legit in the new pictures. Be quiet, Charlotte. What do you think about what we told you about Old Man Logan? To wrap it up.
You know, the whole fact that he killed all of his friends and family, like that, I think that's very interesting. That would be really interesting to see. I definitely think that Hugh Jackman has the ability
to
for do
emotional
that.
range
He is,
for sure.
like, he's been the perfect Wolverine. I'd see it. Yeah, I'd cry because I'm a crier in movies.
Big crier too.
Cry.
Also, guys, watch Comic Historian on YouTube. What he does is that he'll actually take a 30-page comic and run through it with you and explain it and read it dramatically back to you. Absolutely amazing. And support your local comic book store too.
Please.
Not any here in Dallas because I don't like any of them, but at your local comic book store.
Madness Comics. Shout out to you guys. I like you guys. You're awesome.
They take care of my box.
Who does?
Madness.
Madness Comics.
It's in Plano.
True.
I'm aware.
It's like took over an
Oh,
Walmart.
oh no, I'm fully aware of madness.
You don't like Madness?
It's a topic for off camera.
I like you guys.
Also, Charlotte, what else we have?
We also have, hold on, let me take a look. Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters Reboot. So that means we've got Bill Murray, we've got Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and now Sigourney Weaver. That's half of the old cast. Who played Dana in the original. There is no Dana. Only
Shout out to Ernie Hudson, man. He is finding work anywhere and everywhere. Love you, man. Keep working, Ernie.
I call this a rolling snowball. What happens is that the project, which Dan Aykroyd's been trying to get this off the ground for
Kirkwood.
hella forever.
The word ectoplasm, or like his father did.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I read this article about how his father was like a legit ghost hunter.
Interesting.
I invented the word
Every day's a school day.
shaplooda-plume. You can give me an award in a movie?
No.
You should. Shaplooda-plume, the movie. But this is a snowball effect. So what happens is they got Dan Aykroyd pushed it. They got a director. They got actors. They got this. They got that. Because before, no one has wanted to do this movie. Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver, But now it's becoming such a huge thing. You got Kristen Wiig. We've talked about on the show before, Megan McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, which is the most underrated SNL personality of all time.
That show's still going on? Sorry, I'm not in.
Forever.
I'm
Right.
sorry, I live in the past where comedy is real and it's live. Kate McKinnon's amazing, except for that other chick they have on there. And then they got Chris Hemsworth as a receptionist.
Yeah.
That's pretty legit.
So they snowballed it to an effect where it's such a big an event where they have to come back, like Star Wars and Harrison Ford. Star Wars is so big, Disney owned it. Harrison Ford has to come back, which, by the way, helpful fact, I almost canceled the show tonight just so we could go to Fort Worth. Harrison Ford has been spotted in Fort Worth the past 2 nights at restaurants and steakhouses in Fort Worth. So I almost did like a weird...
Went on a Harrison Ford hunt.
Oh, Harrison Ford hunt? Oh my gosh.
I'm right.
Ooh. Like, I don't think
I think my mom would enjoy
Oh my god!
Just put a GoPro on your mom's forehead and just go out there.
Dude,
and
I
look
feel
for
like Subway Jared at a Toys R Us looking for Harrison Ford. But that's the thing. I couldn't be cool about it though. I couldn't be cool about it. Like if I saw him, I'd be such in shock, and then I just I don't know how to hot Cosby him. I don't know.
Because
Probably just-
you don't want to be disappointed. Like, what if he's having a bad night and he's just kind of.
I don't feel like that would happen. I feel like if you met him, he'd stare at you and you stare at him, and then he'd be like, "Do you want to get on a plane?" And you'd be like, "Yes, Harrison Ford.
Let's
I
crash it
I
together."
do want to get on a plane."
We don't know how to land this thing.
No, there's snakes on it.
No.
And then Samuel L. Jackson will pop up and be like,
Oh,
"Get
God, that
this."
would be the best flight
Are you in my dreams? No. Actually, the best story that they've had that I heard at Celebration, Star
Okay.
Wars Celebration.
Yes.
They asked John Boyega what his the new characters,
Mm-hmm.
how's to interact with the old characters. Have I told you guys this story?
I have not heard it.
Oh, get
Please.
ready for a great story. I'm
Educate
probably
me.
going to deliver it horribly because I'm not a gorgeous African American man from England like John Boyega is, but I will try as my pasty white Wonder Bread self.
accent?
I'll try it.
Yes,
I'll try it.
please do.
So
Stick around.
John Boyega, they asked him, they said, "What's your favorite thing?" He goes, "All right, so here's the deal. So we were in Uganda. Uganda is in the Marvel Universe. Is some African place.
If we can,
it was
talk about it.
Cambodia or something. Cambodia. Let me continue the story.
It's
So he goes,
definitely not.
he goes,
It's
we
Asia.
walked into a restaurant and we walked right in and everyone was staring at him. And there's dead silent. And this man walks up to him and he says, "Are you a Harrison Ford?" And Harrison Ford looks straight at him and he goes, "I used to be." And goes and sits down. I just died laughing. And he's like, "Dude, I've never hung out with somebody that's that famous and somebody that's that cool at the same time." And so, yes, I want to talk Harrison Ford in Fort Worth. Charlotte, what else do we have coming up?
We also have, speaking of Sigourney Weaver, we are going to talk Aliens, Prometheus Trilogy news. So we've got that Ridley Scott has said he's going to direct all three. That the new title is Alien Paradise Lost, and it's going to have little bits of Milton's. It seems like everyone wants to do Paradise Lost. There's 2 movies coming out, and now this movie's going to have elements of the play, from the 15th century.
No, and nobody's gonna know about that. I like how when Prometheus was first being developed, they came out saying that this had nothing to do with aliens, and everybody in the world was like, looks like an Aliens prequel, and it was like, no, untrue. Ridley Scott denied it. The cast denied it, and then after they released it, it was clearly had to do with aliens.
Sorry, I'm distracting. I'm trying to periscope this.
Go for it. So another spoiler. Sorry, if you haven't seen Prometheus by now, go watch it. It's a pretty good movie. But at the very end of the movie, you will catch a baby alien
Which
come
was
out.
awesome, by the way.
It was great. It was literally the best part of the movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Michael
Best part of the
Fassbender
movie.
was creepily great too.
He was the standout in that movie for sure. But I think what they're trying to do with these trilogies is lead up to the point to where you actually get to Alien.
Exactly what I think too. That it's basically prequels that are gonna lead up to where Ripley shows up.
Now
No, but here's the thing though. They'll lead to the movies, but I think this is what they're going to do. They're going to hyper jump over those movies and keep building on the franchise continually or reboot. One of the two things. But here's the thing so the reason why this is moving forward, the whole reason why more Prometheuses are moving forward, period. Because we've heard about Prometheus 2 for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it made money, but the fan reaction was different. It's The Martian. The movie The Martian, Matt Damon, Jeff Daniels, Kristen Wiig, Chuya Efetor from 12 Years a Slave. Guys, I have heard about The Martian from some of my buddies in LA. Mark Ellis gave it a 5 out of 5 schmoes.
Really?
Said it was one of his favorite movies of the year. I'm dying to go see The Martian.
I've heard Matt Damon's performance is what carries the movie. Like everybody's other, like when it cuts to away from Matt Damon, then the movie kind of lags. But once it's back to Matt, then he pretty much like drives, which just goes to show like how good of a actor
It's funny.
he really is.
I heard the exact opposite. I heard actually the people at home are the best. Which, you know what? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm actually saying that's amazing. That's like saying Christian Bale's the best, or Heath Ledger's the best. That means actually both performances on either side were so good. I'm excited to see it. I didn't expect it to be. I saw the trailer and I was like, Ridley Scott saw Gravity, and he's like, I want to do that shit.
Yeah.
But no, like I'm excited for it. So, but what is your theory and take on the Alien movies? Do you have a favorite, real quick, favorite Alien movie? Go.
The first one, without a doubt.
It's the first one. It's by far. Because, I mean, it was the only one that was truly scary.
Game over, man.
Yeah.
Aliens 2, James Cameron. There's a reason why he's the 2 top grossing movies of all time. It's because he's James Cameron, and he films amazing. I like the military aspect, I think, of it. But we'll see.
It's just, I think it's the whole novelty of the first one. Like, the first one, you haven't seen anything like
Yeah,
it before.
it was so new.
Blown away. And plus the cast was...
Yeah, I mean, you see that Alien.
It wasn't
and then
awesome at the time. It was like nobody's.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
genius is it that you have this thing that opens his mouth and then another, like how he was like, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
that,
what
that boardroom
demented
meeting.
guy thought of that?
Like
right?
they're all just sitting around. He was like, wouldn't it be scary if they get really close and he just open his mouth? And then another guy's like, what if there's another one that comes out of it? And he was like,
Get that guy the fuck out of here. He's demented. No, wait. Just think about it. Jimmy, draw it real quick. And he like draws out.
another alien mouth.
I'm not gonna sleep for 10 years. And they bring him back in.
Blockbuster gold.
Yeah.
They
All the money.
So let's do this. We're at Brian, what time are we at? What's the time right now? 21:30? Let's do some rapid stuff. What's some smaller stuff we can just blaze through real quick?
MIB. We can talk about that in like 2 seconds.
Let's blaze through it.
It is terrible. All right. Thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know yet. Like, I'm so thrown off by it. I'm still kind of like, I don't know. The whole movie is Agent J and Agent K. I love Men in Black.
The first one.
The first one, yeah. I enjoyed the second one too.
Because it had Rosario Dawson.
I'm kind of like torn. I think it has potential, but I'm also kind of like, it's going to suck because you need Will Smith, you need Tommy Lee Jones. If you don't bring them back, and if you, like the third movie, worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
You agree with me, right?
Third is definitely trash. We had an
Oh my god.
off-topic discussion or off-camera discussion earlier
It's
about
not
movie
that
trilogies.
bad. It is not that bad.
It's pretty
It's
bad.
pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Oh.
Most people
Wolverine was,
can't.
Like the child, and he was gonna grow up to like basically from the time he was a little kid. It's been predetermined that he. Was
I
gonna
thought
be
the
Men in
second
Black.
one was way worse. The second Men in Black was awful.
I wouldn't say awful. It was definitely a step down from the first one, but it
I
was.
thought the third one
Well,
was
the first one's so hard
a
to beat.
little bit better.
So awesome.
Yeah. I mean
The
that.
third one had Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords, and that was the only reason I was like invested in the.
Jermaine.
Yeah, he's the villain, you know.
I'm gonna end this Periscope. I got like one person on here.
Cool.
We had like 20 people, and then they saw my dumb face. Love you, Periscope. You're
Men in Black
disappointing.
Reboot trilogy.
Trash.
They're
Trash
going
it.
to reinvent
Trash it, Hollywood.
it. So it's going to be a whole new characters. It's going to be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Are they
That's
still?
what scares me.
Are they still going to try to merge that world with 22 Jump Street?
There's talk about that, but I don't see how they're going to do it.
I don't see how they're going to do it either.
Who, Men in Black and 22 Jump
Yeah,
Street?
that's one of the theories is that since they're both Sony, they're going to make the 22 Jump Street guys meet with the Men in Black guys.
I think that's the only way you can make Men in Black work now is if you just make it super meta. Like how 22 Jump Street did. Like if you make Men in Black super meta, then it's a possibility that it could work.
Yeah.
Other than
That's
that,
the only way you make it work.
because they can't make a gritty reboot of Men in Black. That would never work.
Which, by the way, I have no comments on future Sony movies because I have. Sorry, I thought I was going to get sued. Personally can't talk about Sony movies, but you guys can.
Okay, it's great.
All right, so the Akira movie, you guys have anything to say about that?
Awesome. Nolan, do it immediately. I don't know how you're going to make a trilogy out of it.
Speaking of director producer.
No, the manga series, man. That's how you make a trilogy out of this. Blah, 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 blah. When you sent me this, so you sent me
I
this
did.
week. He sent it to me, and there's several things that happen in your life. Okay, you learn how to walk, you learn how to talk, you learn what Star Wars is, You find out that your dad actually did love you all those years. And then you find out that Akira live action movies moving forward, one of the greatest hand-drawn animations of all time.
Agreed.
Is being pushed to a live action movie. I don't know if it's going to be good. It could be total trash like that Japanese version of Attack on Titan. But
Haven't seen it.
Don't.
That's a shame.
I'll watch it with you.
I'll watch it.
But if anyone can do it, it is Chris Nolan. But have you heard of Felipe, the dancing microphone that John Campea talks about?
I have. I watch all of that.
So explain to me, because this is the concept that I'm kind of rolling upon.
Okay.
What's the concept of Felipe, the animated, or the dancing microphone?
So basically, he just creates a weak plot, and Felipe, the dancing microphone, has its own backstory, but it's pretty much flat.
But why is it an amazing movie that makes money? Like the concept is that
so basically,
this
if
microphone could be amazing.
If you get the right people surrounding whatever the concept is, then it could be great. So it's kind of like you can take this crappy idea, but if you throw in
So it's like the Lego movie. It sounds dumb, but then it's amazing.
exactly. So if you get the right people behind it, even though it's about a talking microphone, you can make that work. I mean,
The littlest toaster.
I was about to say that. That's exactly what I was about to say.
So like the analogy would be Steven Spielberg directing,
Right.
Drew Goddard writing, who did Daredevil, and actually, guys, Drew Goddard did do The Martian.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
And The Martian was actually a free book on Amazon for a long time. And before they actually charged for the book, they called him and bought the movie.
You make Leonardo DiCaprio the Felipe, the dancing microphone.
You make him like voice acting it. You have the guy from Gravity is the second director. Basically, you can take any stupid concept and put it around it and make it an amazing movie. So,
John Williams doing the score.
Right.
Go.
and Hans Zimmer together, like they're both just like composing together as like
Right.
geniuses.
Taking turns.
And the next thing you know, Felipe, the talking microphone, is now the #1 greatest movie in America.
Exactly. So that's the point. What movie were we talking about?
Akira.
Akira.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Take any movie, put the right direction around it, you can make it amazing. But Akira already has a deep anthology and storyline around it. I think you can totally do it. It has a huge manga. Have you seen Akira?
I have not. No.
Oh my gosh. I don't
It's really good.
Why do I talk to you?
I don't know.
You're kind of nice.
It's a very deep, intriguing story.
Super old anime from like 1985 or something, right?
Yeah.
88. That's
And
wow.
it still holds up today.
It does. I mean,
Yeah, no, my husband, he's obsessed with it. He's got a
Which
red
is
motorcycle.
newly husband.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
congratulations.
He has a red motorcycle. He wants the jacket. I think there's like a pill or something.
Which, by the way, that's how you get wifed up, is you get a red motorcycle.
Yeah, takes me out on the back. I got my own helmet. It's awesome.
Does he have the jacket with the pill on the back?
No, that's what
He
one of
wants-
his, like life goals.
You get the jacket with the pill, with the pill in the back. It's really,
Ridiculous life goals.
I mean, there's like ridiculously hard action sequence they would have to perform. I would think Nolan could pull it off, but I don't know how, as far as like an actor would go. Like, are they going to go like with the Evangeline Ghost in the Shell, where you get what's I can't say her name.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, excuse me. So if you get Scarlett Johansson as like the character when it's based off, I guess, a Japanese.
Well, we know that they're going to do like Neo New York, so it's going to be very Americanized. It's very different. It's going to be it's a bastardized version of Akira, which we already know. John Schnepp has already said that he's not excited for it. But here's the biggest issue did you guys ever hear about Cowboy Bebop being made into live action?
Now that my mind would explode, because
Did-
Cowboy Bebop is one of the best anime. I could just say just animated shows ever.
So did you hear who's going to play Cowboy Bebop?
Can they just get the voice actors?
It's
Just to,
Keanu Reeves, but
I could see that. I could see that.
I was excited for it,
'Cause
but
he-
here's the issue with it is actually the studio said it was too expensive for them not to do just like green screen Star Wars prequels, like stupid amount of effects, that is way too expensive, that they shut down production. Like literally, it was going to be like
Like animated.
$500 million budget they needed to make it right. So that's why it shut down. So I could see Akira moving into that step. Akira, to make it right, like you've seen the movie, the world that they build's amazing. It's
really
on
is.
almost a level of Cowboy Bebop. So I could see them running to a fact of this movie's getting too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could do it. I think they could pull it off really well. But I mean, Cowboy Bebop, I could see. I mean, after seeing John Wick, which
Go see John Wick.
John
If
Wick
you've not
2
watched
has already
it,
been confirmed.
But that's why he goes and kills the bad people.
Have you heard that John Wick 2 is already, it's a thing now?
Dude, I'm so down.
Yes.
Give me some of that. Oh my gosh. And they're building it around the lore of the hotel. So excited for it. Let's move on to what else we got.
We got Nickelodeon launching all 90s block called the Splat. Guys,
So this is like a consistent thing, like
every night, 5 to 10 p.m., we're going to have all that. We're going to have Rocko's Modern Life. We've got Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy. Like every show you love from the 90s. Salute your shorts.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that
Salute
was
your
in the,
shorts.
wait,
was in there.
on the main Nickelodeon channel.
Yep.
I think this is a horrible idea. Not because I don't love those ideas, but that is prime time watching and viewing. Do they just like not believe in their own original
No.
stuff
I
anymore?
think what it is they're building up. All the people that grew up on this are now having children.
Right.
And they're wanting their children. They're going to be like, oh
To
my
experience
God, this is
this.
what I watched when I was little. My dad did that with me with Doctor Who. Like I watched all of Doctor Who because my dad, when he was little, watched Doctor Who, and he's like, this is what you're going to grow up on. Like you're going to watch this, and that's what you're trying to get Mac, baby.
Yep.
to Get into Star Wars. Why? Because you loved Star Wars as a kid. We all loved Rugrats, Doug, Recess. They're going to show it, have the whole family watch it together. It's going to be like a family experience.
And also, Cat Dog reference.
Cat dog.
Cat Dog.
Hell.
They also are talking about doing a movie, like a shared universe movie of all of those characters together.
My microphone was off.
Charlotte's mic was off this whole
we
time.
tested it.
You're probably picking up reverb from our mics. Go and speak again, Charlotte.
Hello, hello, hello.
This is the joys of starting your own YouTube channel. So please support us because we struggle
Every day.
every day.
Er day.
Every day.
I'm excited. I guess I'll like it. I just think it's kind of strange that that's a huge primetime section for.
Well, I mean,
new
I get it.
shows and-
I get it. I get why they would choose that slot because that's when a lot of kids are going to be watching.
Right
I
before bed.
hope my hope is that they don't make it. If they could HD it, then kids would be more interested. Because if it
No,
looks,
they can't. It was originally filmed in one format. They can't like
don't
post
think-
convert it that much.
you don't think they could?
No, and I don't want to see Amanda Bynes on HD anyways. Let's play the
Aw.
name game real quick.
Poor Amanda.
I'm going to play a game real quick. I'm going to start a game.
Oh,
You guys
Lord.
join in on it. All right, Charlotte, I'm going to name two shows. You're going to name one, the show that you would love to stay on the air versus the other, okay?
Okay.
All That or Amanda Bynes show.
All that.
Okay.
Those right here. You want to read them?
Oh, which ones?
All those are the shows that they're gonna.
Okay. LA, Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That's not even a fair question.
That's tough.
That is dirty.
I'm going to.
That is a dirty move.
I am going to go
Zachary.
with. Are you afraid of? No, are we talking about? Was get rid of or keeping?
Yeah, one stays on the air, one gets canceled.
Okay, so
like
are you afraid of the dark
one man
stays?
standing or last man standing. with
Are
Tim
you
Allen should
afraid
be.
of the dark stays for sure?
And
Because
we
I
keep
mean
the
Over
Goosebumps
Goosebumps?
Got the books,
the
got the
intro
books.
alone, the intro alone frightens me to this day. That intro.
You're telling me.
I'm telling
You're
you.
telling me in Goosebumps when that blonde lady, the blonde bitch puts on the mask as a Halloween thing, and it sticks to her goddamn face.
I read it.
And she becomes a.
Language.
I'm putting. Money
I'm
in
like
the swear
Captain
jar.
America.
I'm sorry.
Language.
But she puts a mask on. She becomes a demon.
I
like,
remember,
by putting on a mask. That doesn't scare the living poo out of you.
which was great. But Are You Afraid of the Dark had way better scary stories.
Name one. Name one.
Oh, what was the one where he went to like the Chinese shop and?
Oh, it was so scary. You can totally remember it. That's awesome.
man, it was a long time ago.
See, but it's different because
But
you
it
read the
didn't
Goosebumps
scar you
books.
enough. You know what scarred me? You know what scarred me is when the kid reads a comic book and he is like, this is my hero. He gets sucked into the comic book and the hero's like trying to murder him
I remember
inside
that.
this giant fun house. Yeah, that's how you know it's a good movie.
This one, the wig
But
made with
I'm
serial
not
killer
excited
hair.
for the Jack Black movie coming out.
No.
With Goosebumps, but
It's probably gonna
All right.
be
Still
really
gonna
bad.
see
name
it.
game. Hey Arnold or SpongeBob?
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold, all day.
That's not even.
That's not even hard.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
That was easy. Sorry, Tom Kenny, you're great, but Hey Arnold, definitely, without
it was
question.
so boring.
Hey Arnold,
Yes.
If you weren't creeped out by Helga, there's something wrong with you.
it was so
I
good.
did. That's why I have like racism or
Stoop
bigotry
kid
towards
won't leave
German
his
people.
stoop.
She had like the unibrowns, like
Had that shrine.
oh my
She's
gosh!
super
I
mean.
swear you like trace back Helga's origin. It had to do something with Hitler. Okay, here's a good one. Wild thornberries or Doug?
Oh,
I'll keep Doug.
Doug.
I'll keep Doug all day.
but it makes me really sad to get rid of the wild thornberries.
Rugrats or Wild thornberries?
Rugrats keep. Rugrats stay for sure.
Rugrats.
There's no getting rid of Rugrats. Tommy Pickles for life.
Mm-hmm. Chucky.
Rugrats
y'all heard that theory?
or Ren and Stimpy? Ren
Ren
and
and
Stimpy
Stimpy.
is a revolutionary cartoon. I remember when I was a kid, my dad
Rugrats,
would
I'm
watch
keeping
Ren and
Rugrats.
Stimpy as a 30-year-old man. And I'm like, what are you watching? You watch the cartoons? Can I sit down and watch? Oh, God, no. And just like push me to the corner. And
I remember being grossed out by Ren and Stimpy. Like as a kid, I'd be like, "Ew, they're gross." So,
What is it, man? I always like the horse. Was like, no sir, I don't like it. I used to say that all the time. I still do.
Rocco's Modern Life or
if you make it hard, you
Hey Arnold.
Rocco stays.
Modern Life.
Rocco
Okay.
definitely
Carissa
stays.
Explains It All or Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Clarissa.
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Clarissa.
Melissa
Clarissa.
Joan Hart.
I
Dude,
love
she's let herself go.
The ladder hits the window. Like,
All that or Keenan and Kel?
All that.
Jesus.
All
Quiet.
that or
This is a
Keenan,
library.
Keenan and Kel. Comment below. Tell me what you guys thought of our picks.
God, I think I'm gonna go with Keenan and Kel. I'm gonna say what? Oh God.
No, Keenan and Kel was a spin-off of all that. That's
Yeah.
why I say that.
Yeah. Did you see Jimmy Fallon recently just
Yeah,
connected those two guys
Welcome to
together?
Good Burger,
Yes.
home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Which isn't all that sketch, but those two together made that show
Okay.
so much better.
They were
than-
good, but my favorite sketch was always Quiet. This is a library. Like for some reason that cracked me
Either
up.
way, did you guys know that Keenan is the longest, one of the second, I think he's first now. He's the first longest running African American character or cast member on SNL. And he's about to be the first longest running cast member on SNL.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
He's
How long
legit
has he been on there?
since 2003.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Because I was thinking, I'm like, Will Ferrell was on there a long time. It was
Mm,
like
4
4
years.
years. That's a long time in SNL world. They usually last like 2 seasons.
I'm
and then
sorry,
they're
like
gone.
14 years is a pretty
I
long
stopped.
time
I stopped
too.
watching SNL
Yeah.
so long ago.
Well-
It got so dry, and the jokes were always ran flat.
There's probably about one that hits a lot every episode. But I'm telling you, last season, this new season, they're really, really good.
The digital shorts.
What about on all that where he was like the French guy in the bathtub?
That is my favorite. I love he would say something in French. Like my favorite thing he did was like, "Voici, va-va-vous." He's like, "Please get your hot dog out of my hamburger bun." That was my favorite one. Loved it.
What else do we have, Charlotte?
Heroes Reborn and Empire. That's all we got left.
Well, fall TV. So
Fall
here's the deal.
TV.
You guys haven't watched much fall TV.
I've seen Gotham so far.
I'm waiting
Good
for
boy.
Walking Dead.
Good boy. Hit that before I get to you.
Can we talk about Gotham real quick? Because
Let's talk about Gotham.
So let's do this. So you talk about Gotham, and then for fall TV, I want you guys to question me about fall TV as if you were the viewer.
okay,
Because if at this point you're still watching your YouTube channel, gosh darn it, I'll send you a $50 bill. Seriously, send me your gosh darn address. I'll send you a $50 bill. Love
he's
you.
got it. He's got all the
No,
change.
I seriously will, because our average view time is awful.
Please
Anyways,
keep watching.
Gotham, watched it, loved it. So, real quickly before you lead into this, my boss, who watches nothing but Seinfeld reruns, I'm literally saying Seinfeld on rerun every single day. He quotes it as he watches it. His girlfriend who lives with him hates TV because he does it. He hates TV. He loves football but hates fantasy football. He's like the person you cannot please no matter what, unless you sell stuff, which I'll get around to doing. But he watches Gotham. He loves Gotham. Like
Now let me ask you this:
That is it. He loves it.
Does he enjoy Batman?
No, he
Then
doesn't
that's
care
why.
for superheroes.
That's why.
He doesn't care about superheroes. He thinks they're dumb. He literally looks at me every day. He's like, dude, you're the biggest freaking nerd in the world. Like,
True story.
just stop talking.
I
to
get
me.
that a lot too.
And so, but he loves Gotham. So that, if you guys don't watch it, check it out. What did you think of the new season? The season of villains,
The season of
which
villains.
is being labeled.
So Gotham, I have this weird relationship with Gotham. It's like,
She broke up with me.
yeah, I mean, so it's always, when I watch Gotham, it's always like this pleasure and pain thing. Like there's stuff that I really enjoy and that get me super hooked in, and then something happens, it's like, oh, I wish they hadn't done that. So season 2, which is the season of villains, they're trying to use a storyline which the producers already come out and pretty much spilled the beans about it.
Spoiler, tell me.
Spoilers. So if you haven't read part of the New 52 for Batman, they've used this new thing called the Court of Owls, which is
Oh, shit, that's not a spoiler.
well,
That's a gosh darn early Christmas present. That's what that is.
I mean, Court of Owls. If you haven't read Court of Owls, is one of the most entertaining Batman stories of all time, in my personal opinion.
it is the only DC 52 comic that actually launched. If Scott Snyder did not write the Court of Owls and continue on the Batman series, he's the only writer who continued on the reboot 52. If that comic did not happen, 52 would have not happened.
Yeah, shout out to
Jeff
Jim Lee.
Johns and Scott Snyder made that happen.
Jim Lee, the artist who does an amazing job drawing that. But the Court of Owls, for people who don't know, is basically this super Illuminati type secret society that's lived in Gotham for forever, and it's always combat. So you get really deep into the mythos of like the Waynes and how far back that anthology goes as far as them being so integral in Gotham City. And the Waynes have always sort of been this counter to the secret society of people, which are known as the Court of Owls.
You're missing the most interesting part.
I'm getting into it, and I'm gonna lead this into Gotham.
Please
I
do.
promise.
You're teasing me, bro.
So
You're teasing me.
the reason they use the owl is because the owl is the natural predator of the bat. So when you get into it, they have this. They've always chosen this one warrior, which is the Talon. And to start speaking up a little bit.
What is the Talon? What is the Talon?
So he's this reanimated being that they take all their dead. There's dead, I guess, warriors that they've reanimated back to life. Which, to get super nerdy, which is super great. The Mr. Freeze, you find out that Nora Freeze was not even his wife this whole time, that she's been dead, or not dead, but she's in suspended animation since like the 1800s. And Mr. Freeze has been, obsessed with this woman for a long time. And Batman finally like breaks him down to his core and was like, I know about Nora Freeze. You've never been married to her. You created this fake relationship with her this whole time. So you find out Mr. Freeze is, all this time you've been so sympathetic about Mr. Freeze. And then you come to find out that
Everybody, chill. No,
you come to find out that he's just been a crazy
you.
person this entire time. But the work that he's been doing this whole time to reanimate Nora Freeze, Court of Owls, takes that. He takes that. They take that technology to use towards their talons to bring it back. So when Batman fights these talons, they don't.
They're
go
literally
down.
super zombies. They're zombies that
No kung fu, almost.
know kung fu.
Pretty
They
much.
can't die. They get stabbed.
Ninja
They pull it out.
zombies. Awesome.
But then also, here's the most interesting fact: they are training. They train young boys in the circus to be talons, and then they kill them and reanimate them just so they're durable. Dick Grayson was
gonna be
chosen
chosen.
to be Talon, and they actually had a Talon comic, which I absolutely loved.
I didn't read the Talon comic.
Talon comic was so good. It basically was if Dick Grayson was bad, like not super bad like Jason Todd, but like what if Dick Grayson just
Got picked up by the Court of Owls.
exactly so good.
Like
And so
Superman's Red
I'm
Son.
really excited for that to be in Gotham, but we know Gotham everything's downplayed.
Right.
So specifically about the episode, I was excited to see. I got to meet the Mr. Cobblepot at the Fan Expo in Dallas.
Oh, how
That
was
guy's
that?
really good.
He was so nice, man. So you go
He's
to
also
these,
in Walking Dead.
you go to these expos, and they charge like $100 for an autograph. He charges $20. Charges
wow.
$5 for a picture.
Excellent.
Really, really nice guy. I was excited to see him rise to power. Fish Mooney, I'm done with you. I'm so glad she's out.
Yeah, she's super campy. Which after a while, I just sort of got that that's her role, to be super campy, because Gotham allows themselves to be fun at times with the villains, and they don't take themselves seriously all the time. But that's part of the problem, because there's moments where they want you to take it super serial, and then all of a sudden, like, this campy, jokey thing just like comes and derails the entire thing.
Barbara, I love the whole villain aspect. Barbara
don't.
being a villain, and my wife, it's funny, my wife looked at it and said, is that supposed to be Harley Quinn? I think they're playing that aspect.
And I don't like that, because so the doctor that
Is it weird to you guys just how much, like, my thing is everyone is so much older than Batman, like the future Batman.
Right.
They're all so much older, and it throws me
Well,
off.
see,
Not really. So look at
he's
Cobblepot
what,
in the
like
comics. Yeah, but Cobblepot in the comics is like a rotting corpse anyway.
Yeah.
So
well, here's the theory.
They're really
that's-
not that much
The theory
older.
that's circling around is that this is some type of Earth, whatever.
Well,
like
that's
alternate
exactly
Earth,
what it is. Yeah.
and that they're spinning it to where Gordon is going to become the Batman, and
Yep.
Bruce is not. So everything that you read and see Bruce do, but every time he talks to Gordon, he's always giving like this.
He's always
like a
being like a
bu-
creepy child. Like,
Yeah,
I
but he's
burned
always
myself. I'm
giving advice
trusting
that
myself.
pushes Gordon to do or become or do things, above what he's already doing.
No, I don't think so. I think if you guys ever read Batman Year One, or
Which I love. It's amazing. Which is a great anime.
he doesn't need to be. He's Batman-ish, but he's not Batman. So I think they'll get close. But this is a spin-off universe. But I think that Batman will never be mentioned. But they're getting damn close. That
they
cave and that whole father study.
I didn't like the fact that they found a cave. Like I've been waiting this whole time since season 1 for him to fall through something, because the whole point was him to be scared.
Yeah.
Right. He's the Batman. Batman as Bruce Wayne was scared to death of the Bat, and he used that fear. He was like, I'm going to take my fear and put it out on the crime that surrounded the city. That was what drove him. So the fact that he just found a cave really upset me. I was like, really? He just found, and then they was like, the passcode is Bruce, and they blew up the door.
So Donald Liu, who you're gonna murder me for pronouncing his name wrong, the guy who's in Grounded for Life, Irish guy who's in Vikings.
Yes,
Oh,
I love
okay.
him.
This guy.
He's one of the best parts of the
Second
show.
guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the best parts of the
But
show
he's
by
a
far.
bartender. He's a sober bartender now. I agree.
Wait,
he's one
so
of the best
wasn't he
parts
like
of the
his
show.
partner?
Yeah,
Right.
now he's like
And
a
now he's
sober bartender.
Why?
Because he quit. So
And he's
when
sober.
Loeb,
Like that's his
when
whole
Loeb
character.
when
was
Loeb
sleazy.
fired, I guess he didn't fire him, but Gordon became like a street patrol cop, like traffic cop, and he demoted him as well. But he didn't want to take that demotion, so he just left, and then he opened up a bar.
Why is Michael Caine listed on IMDb on Gotham? Is he going to be a new person on there?
Not that I was aware.
Like the
of.
guy from The Shield. Like the
I think he is supposed to be on there.
Like the horrible Fantastic Four
the thing.
Yeah.
I think he is going to be on there. I don't know what character he's playing though. But the way they ended the show, as if they're trying to set up like this Court of Owls thing, and my reason for not liking the Barbara being a villain thing is because who's he going to have kids with? Is it going to be the Doctor? So the Doctor, for people who don't know, in the comics is the one who
He's going to go through like 4 or 5 chicks. That guy's
he's
He's
killing
very
it.
handsome.
looking.
He's killing it. But
OC.
the Doctor is a character from the comics who, if you watch the animated series at all too, they introduce her there as well. But she fixes Batman up. She's kind of like his personal doctor. So anytime that he gets like beat up and to the extent that Alfred can't help him,
Yeah.
he would go to her.
I really
So-
like their Alfred too, by the way.
I hated him at first because it sounded like he had an Australian accent, and
Yeah,
then later on, I
he's
was like,
kind
oh,
of-
it's
So it's
A
like
rough
you,
and tumble.
it's like you like him, but you know Michael Caine, not Michael Caine. Batman v Superman. What's his name? Michael.
who's playing Alfred right now?
Yeah.
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy
Jeremy
Irons.
Irons.
Jeremy
Oh,
Irons.
Scar's gonna be so good. The guy from Shameless who's playing the Joker.
Oh, okay.
He's so
yeah.
good.
He's
Dude,
he-
that guy
he's-
freaking
He's really good.
kills it. He is the Joker, but they won't say it, or should they say it? But like us as fans can look at him and say he's the Joker. He's so good. Do you watch it?
I watched most of the first season.
Watch season 1. Me and you should start doing an after show.
We can. I'm down.
If you guys want to watch a Gotham after show, please tell us. Me and Ellie are down. Go ahead real quickly. Guys, we talked about some of the fall TV shows. We're going to start a new segment. let's talk about the new fall TV shows. You guys questioned me real quickly, rapid fire questions, short answers about some of the new things we've seen, like Scream Queens, Heroes Reborn. What else have I seen? Limitless, Minority Report.
I'm interested in
couple different ones. So let's fire. Let's go.
So I'm assuming that he's not going to be like a mainstay in the show, but Limitless, he's pawning off, or
It's from the Bradley Cooper movie. It's
correct?
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's there. He gives the guy the drug and says, "Here's the torch. Here you go." Lots of people have the drug. People are killing people for the drug.
Okay.
The cops are like, this guy is super smart. Limitless, if you guys didn't watch with Bradley Cooper, he takes a pill, super smart, unlocks all of your brain. The cops say, we need to use him towards our advantage. So he's basically, here's the thing, it's the same beat every single time. There's this super genius. Let's enlist him to help us. Shoot.
That's Sherlock Holmes, right?
Scorpion is a whole gosh darn team of that. So we'll see it. We'll see how it plays out. Bradley Cooper is heavily invested in it. But
what about Scream Queens? Is that just for girls, or do you think there's elements for boys to like too?
It's for everybody who likes horror. It's for everybody who likes a good comedy. Ariana Grande, who was, spoiler, murdered in a hilarious way.
Chanel number 2.
Chanel number 2. So
Chanel
all the girls,
number 2.
it's what is Scream Queens is a sorority of girls that is slowly being killed off by a mass murderer. It sounds really dark, but it's done by the guy who does American Horror Story, shot in that kind of cinematography and film, and also the kind of the jokes of Glee. So if you like that kind of flavor, like me, watch it. It's really good.
That whole scene with Ariana Grande, there was no talking. She was like texting the serial killer. She's like, "No,
please stop killing me!" And he's like stabbing her.
And then instead of calling 911,
she tweets
crawls over to her computer and like posts a Facebook message.
I'll have to give it a shot.
One of the Jonas Brothers are gay.
Is gay.
One of the sorority things, and there's they bury their hands up to the in the ground up to their heads.
Deaf Taylor Swift.
And they have to sit there forever, and the guy, the mass murderer who dressed up like the devil, which is the mascot, gets a lawnmower and goes over one of their heads. Oh wow,
that's dark.
It's a girl that looks like Taylor Swift and she's deaf and she's not aware, so she's singing.
Are you gonna think?
Yeah, she's like, shake it off, and then the lawnmower.
And then they, but what happens is why this guy's killing people is because back in the day, the sorority had a girl who's pregnant had a baby in the bathtub. But she bled out in the bathtub and died because their favorite song "Waterfalls" came on.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
It was their jam, so they went in the other room and was singing "Don't Chase Waterfalls." They walked back in, the girl bled out and died.
Wow. Okay.
And
so
her
they're
child, she's got a baby.
So they left it at the fire station and buried the body, and that's.
So it's like the killer they think is the son or daughter of the girl that bled out in the bathtub.
Interesting.
But I honestly, this is my feeling of it. It should have just been a movie. It should have been a hour-long,
like a Cabin in the Woods style.
Yeah, it should have been an hour-long movie. Did you get
4 or 5 episodes?
Did you get the feeling at the end? You're like, I really don't care to see where it goes on from here. That's how I felt.
It kind of, when they added he wakes up. The one character gets up at the end. You're just like, it's gonna be all twisty-turny M. Night Shyamalan episodes. We don't need this.
Yeah, I don't know. So it was
fun. It was definitely made for.
Yeah. Heroes Reborn.
Okay.
Let's talk about it because I really.
Kevin didn't watch it because he's in Wisconsin
heroes.
with some sexy ladies. No, he seriously is though.
No, I want to be there. Can we go?
Really funny fact
have
though.
Fun, Kevin.
Kevin, there's a picture that one of the girls he's with took a picture in a museum next to a caveman. And I was like, get Kevin out of that cage. Shave that
Poor
mustache.
Kevin.
So you saw it. I haven't seen it. I'm a fan of season 1
So ask me some questions.
and 2. So how does this? I know the premise of it as
Does
far
it
as
pick up from the end,
directly where it left off. Is Hayden
or is it a whole new
in it
storyline
at all?
A year later, they keep showing a gosh. He wants to know the guy with the horn rimmed glasses.
Noah Bennett.
Noah Bennett. He can't remember
Shout out to
anything.
Noah Bennett.
He can't think of anything from this explosion that gets happened at season 3. I didn't watch season 3. I stopped watching after the crazy carnival season 2.
The last thing that happens is she falls from like a high place, breaks her neck, and then like readjusts and was like, "We're here. We're not queer. We're superheroes.
Get used to it.
And deal with it." And then it like it's over, and everybody's. So I was just like, "Well, so why? Like, why would you end that?"
Well, here's the issue with the show. So the first season, what happened is that the problem with TV in general is that they switched directors and writers way too much. The first season, everyone was supposed to die. Remember the big explosion? Everyone was supposed to die. And the producers were like, no, people actually like this little black kid and can control mechanics.
I did. I loved him. He was
Like,
great.
So we need to like keep everyone alive, right?
Because he became like this.
We're gonna make some money. But the issue was,
Yeah, baby.
the writers were like, no, everyone dies. We're starting a new characters episode. We're this good of writers. This is our story. This is what we're doing. And they're like, nope, scrapped it. So like that's why the first season had such a quality to it and went away after that. So to answer your question, Hayden Panettiere, he's trying to find his daughter, and it keeps showing him like a covered like autopsy table, crying and rubbing some girl's head who's blonde. So she's.
So I'm already out.
But like, why do you show me that? Like, why do you show me that during a preview? You don't need to show me that. I'm already watching your crappy show. I'm already sucked into your horrible storylines and you're switching between 13 characters. Like, don't give me a spoiler like that.
Right.
Like, that's like going to McDonald's and you're their only customer and you spit their hamburger.
in front of you.
Yeah, you're like,
Giving away the goods way too soon.
yeah, it just.
Why buy the cow, you know?
That's what I said. But new characters, switches up way too much. What other questions you guys got for him?
Hiro Nakamura is back though, correct? Because I saw him in the previews.
Again, exactly. I see him in the gosh darn preview. Stop showing me this shit. Cuss jar later. I'm serious. Like, just let me be surprised. Like, I feel what they do is they show us this stuff because they're afraid we're not going to watch it unless we see it.
Well,
Right?
yeah, you want to see the familiar
The fan
characters. You can
favorites.
sprinkle in like new stuff. That's cool. Hiro Nakamura was one of my favorite characters. I was screaming "Yatta" for like the longest time.
But then what it does, though, is it pushes off new people trying to get it. It's a catch-22. They put new people in and reboot it so new people watch it. But when you show people from the old seasons, then my wife's like, well, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
So
who's
Peter
the-
Well, I was like,
and-
well, it's
Why
like
is
it's
he
a
important?
reboot. She's like, well, those guys were in the old one.
So it's a continuation, not a reboot.
Exactly. So it's like, come on, ABC. You're owned by Marvel. Jeff Loeb works for you guys. Joss Whedon hates you, but still technically works for you. Like, figure it out. That's why I was excited
They
about
should just did a Runaways TV show. Then they're gonna make it a movie
They should
and
do-
said fill that time slot.
They should
That's
do
way better.
Runaways, everything. Man.
So what about Empire? When does that start? Are you guys excited?
Dude, Empire. You don't watch it? Empire.
He's like,
High-fiving
somebody
all my
high-five
Empire
me.
fans.
I've seen half of season 1. I need to catch up and watch it. It was interesting. It is I thought I was not going to enjoy it,
I love
but
music,
it's pretty good.
family drama, music, baby daddy issues. Like, I am the whitest of white of Wonder Bread, living in the top 1% here in Dallas, Texas. And it is a show about the African American community. And by the way, that is not racist. When you show like 3 Tyler Perry commercials during it, a Creed commercial,
I would have
and
checked out.
IHOP and Granny's commercial,
This
and
is me
like,
telling you I would check out after the
in
first Tyler Perry
between
commercial.
like the Empire credits, like
That sounds pretty awful.
yeah, you know who it's geared towards. That's fine. I'll click through it. It's an amazing show. What it is, it's really, it's the modern day poor man's version of Game of Thrones. Not saying that.
That's I've never heard it.
And the
delivered in
reason
that way.
why is everyone's trying to be top dog. Everyone's trying to take over the empire. And people that
And this
take
game
over
you
the
win or you
empire are people that you didn't think that would take over the empire. So really season 1, if you haven't watched it, please watch it. I'm still waiting for season 2. So I'm going to give you the quick rundown. Season 1, there's 3 brothers. One brother is the analytical oldest brother who went to like some fancy school and is like the CFO. He wants to run it because he put in all the hard work. But he's the most messed up because he grew up in this really hard neighborhood.
He's bipolar as well, correct?
Yeah, like super bad bipolar. Then you have the second youngest brother who is gay. His name's Jamal, and he's the most dynamic character. He's the whole reason why I watch the show. And guess what, guys? The fact that he is gay has nothing to do with his character. It does have a lot to do with his character, but you could replace it with something else.
That is straight up out of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you could replace it with something else. You could say the fact that he,
Renly Baratheon.
well, is from it, like he's a Republican, or the fact that it's what happens is he has something, a part of him that makes people push him aside.
His father specifically, who's played.
Oh yeah, which by the way, everyone's like, why is it a big deal that he's gay? Well, it's a big deal to his father.
Right, which is the main drama of that.
And then his youngest brother is the person that his father likes, who's like this young, like
the golden boy.
Lil Wayne, like he's a hard rapper. Jamal, the African, like the gay guy, he is like more of the R&B singer, like amazing voice. Like he would go on The Voice and just kill everybody. So he's like basically sits everyone down as his ones who's like, one of you's gonna run my empire. Who's gonna do it? Gosh, that voice sounded racist, but that's what he says. And
that's why I'm here.
I'll say.
Yeah,
I'm here to clean away all the racism.
thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
But Terrence Howard's a dirtbag in real life. We'll talk about him like screwing over Iron Man thing.
Yeah, still not over it.
It's an amazing show, and really why I watch it is because it's Jamal's rise of just being his own individual person. Like his dad keeps pushing him down, and he keeps pushing forward, and he's the one who shines. He's the one who breaks through, and it just is absolutely amazing. And then season 2, they have so many cameos. Chris Rock's in it.
I've heard about Who's Scared of Chris Rock. This has been all over everything.
Quick spoiler. So Chris Rock, Cookie, went to jail for selling cocaine.
Right.
She went to jail so that he could rap and make Empire. She comes back and was like, I want Empire to be mine. Second racist voice of the night.
And I've washed it away.
But she's like, I want Empire to be mine. Which, by the way, if you guys have not seen, Jimmy Fallon did a parody of Empire.
I did. I watched that. It was pretty funny.
Higsby. Oh my gosh.
Pretty good.
So she went to jail for selling rocks. And so there's this big things with the rock dealer. The head rock dealer is Chris Rock, who's in jail. Right?
Okay.
So he's in jail, and he finds out that, like, Cookie gave him up. And so he literally tells Chris Rock before all of his, like, so Chris Rock's like, Cookie gave me up. All your men, kill him. And they stand there, and he's like, oh, you think these are your guys? Oh, that guy has a mortgage I freaking paid for. That guy's a sick daughter with leukemia. I paid for all of her treatment. This guy's an artist. I'm going to sign him a record. Who do you think you're messing with? Do you think that you're like a big cat, big dog? Oh, and by the way, after you die, I'm going to give your little girl my bones.
Oh.
And then walks out.
This is Chris Rock who says this?
No, Terrence Howard says this.
Terrence Howard says
Rock
this. Okay.
says this. But so, like, the whole episode was boring as hell. And I was like sitting there, I was like, this is not the same show. Like, what's going on? And that happened. I was like, nope.
This is amazing.
DirecTV DVR, record entire series. I'm done. Like, let's keep watching it. So the fall TV guys, please watch it. Is that all we have for tonight, Charlotte?
That's it.
I just want to do a quick thing as far as fall TV. Because a lot of the shows that I watch for fall TV has not started yet, which is Flash, iZombie, which gets no love for some reason. iZombie is great.
I'll watch it with you.
It's so good.
That's the girl.
The girl. So the concept is really quick. She is a zombie, and I'm not going to go into details how she becomes a zombie. You can just watch it. But she's a zombie, and she eats brains.
My buddy just sent me Death Battle.
She eats brains to retain somewhat of her human qualities. But whoever brain she eats, she takes on whatever that person's abilities or process. So, like one of the episodes, she eats an artist's brain, and she becomes, fluent in doing like paintings and stuff like that. So that's the premise
like
of
Rogue.
it.
I think this sounds really cool
also
concept,
Warm
and I'll watch
Bodies.
it. But dude, CW, other than the Flash, the CW is just like killing me with awful shows. I haven't watched Supernatural.
I'm not a big fan.
I've never watched it, and John Campea will murder me every time.
It's a great show, guys. Everybody needs to watch Supernatural.
I'm not a big fan. There is one show that I wish would come to a bigger market, and this show is an original show which is on probably the worst streaming service, which is Crackle. But they home run with this show. So the show is called Chosen, and basically the format of the show is, which actually the guy from Heroes was the original guy What's his name? Is Peter, the one who could like suck in like other people's powers.
Yeah.
So that actor.
No, that's Skylar. Well, no.
No,
Peter
no.
could do it.
Peter
No,
was
Peter.
the
could do
older
it too.
brother.
No,
Peter
the
was
younger brother.
The younger brother?
The one
Not
that
the politician. He was like the skinnier,
okay,
stickly
yeah.
person.
Yes, but that I can't remember the actor's name, but that was the guy.
Milo Ventimiglia.
Yeah, something like that. But basically, he receives a box at his door, and when he opens the box, it has like a gun and a picture, and it says like you have like this much amount of time to kill this person, and he's like, what the hell is that? So he like contacts police and stuff like that, and it turns out like everybody is in on it. Like he tries, like they keep forcing him to play this game until he meets the person and has to kill them. And it gets super intricate.
What channel is this on?
It's not on the channel. It's on a streaming service like Hulu, but it's called Crackle.
Oh, where Joe Dirt 2's on right now?
Yeah, I know. The worst streaming service of all time, but this show's amazing. If you have this, download Crackle for like a day and watch it. It's really good. But it gets really deep to the fact to where he actually they push him to the point to where he has to kill this person.
That was a movie though, wasn't it? Where they give you a box and it's like press this button, somebody dies.
Similar to that. But he actually has to go out and do it. Whereas the thing was just you press the box and you
never know.
See the consequences. But this one is.
See, I'm excited for Walking Dead, guys. It's all about Walking Dead. October 11th.
Fear the Walking Dead has been okay so far.
It's been decent.
Guys, go ahead and tell us what after shows you want us to do. Please let us know if you like TV, even if you like talking to us about TV. And guess what? If you viewed this video this long, please send me your address at dweebfactorytx.com, and I will send you 2 $50 bills.
dweebfactorytx@gmail.com.
Gmail.com?
I'm actually, as soon as we wrap up, I'm going to go ahead and watch this video so he can
Me
send
too.
No, you're in it.
$100.
Doesn't count.
Oh,
Doesn't count. It has to be a random person who watches our show. I just
bad.
want to see who watches all the way till the end of our madness. Guys, please find me at the THA Mad Zak on Twitter. Recently changed
I was
before.
about to say, that's a new one.
It was a sexual innuendo about Zach, Z-A-K,
And your
8
wife,
Ash.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. It's like my Xbox thing, and I kept going with it. But starting my new YouTube channel, the Mad Zak, going to be doing a lot of video vlogs, unboxings, a lot of fun stuff there. LA, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram more than anything. So every once in a while on Twitter. The handle is at LA_IZ_GFC. I know it's long. Type it in.
Which,
You'll
by the
enjoy
way,
yourself.
if you guys like seeing like really heavy photo, like really cool, how do you explain it, man? You take toys and put them in like a situation, like he'll take a Batman toy and put it like in an action shot and Photoshop it like it looks like it's an animated film. Like, dude, it's the coolest thing in the world. Please check out his stuff.
Please do. Please go and like and follow me, please. But yeah, so I'm a collector. I'm a huge nerd, and I take certain of my figures and I edit and take shots to make them look like they're in some type of action sequence of some sort.
Like Zelda chopping off your head or like Batman jumping over the Batmobile. Love it.
It's a lot of people do it. I'm just one of the people that happen to do it. But I would appreciate all the love, and please follow me.
And my favorite newlywed person in the whole wide world, Charlotte, where can people find you?
I'm at, over here. I'm at Charlotte Peasy on Instagram and at LaCharlotte29 on, backwards.
Oh my
At
gosh.
Charlotte Peasy on Twitter.
Can't have two handles.
At LaCharlotte29 on IG.
You guys have a great night. Message me for those 2 $50 bills. And you guys have a good one.
Good
See you
night.
later.
Shout out
Bye.
GFC,
And
ATF,
Mom.
and Luchi Real, and of course my mother.
Dude, who the hell are those? Oh, your mother. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.